Oh yeah, it's your boy Live Wire, and I'm back in the motherfucking building, baby. What's going on? Uh, it's been a while. Not that long. Trying to think. When was the last time I was on? A few days ago. Was it Monday? Maybe Tuesday. Maybe I can't remember. I'm working. Sometimes I lose track of the days. Whatever. It's been a little bit, but I'm back. And for the last couple of days, just like many days, I'm having interesting conversations on Twitter. And currently, based on uh, a very vibrant conversation throughout Twitter, is PC gaming and console gaming. And even though they are quite similar in ways, they are also still very different. All right, PC gaming and console gaming are as similar and as different as rugby and football. Same thing, you know. They both hold the oblong ball. The objective is to get from one end zone to the other, but the way in which it is done is very different. Actually, I don't even know. I guess on rugby you do have a coach, but I don't really know what the fuck they do. Because to be honest, I just see motherfuckers running around with the ball. I don't really see plays. But then again, I don't watch rugby like that, so there's not enough of it that I know understand. Yet I don't even care to understand because I don't care for rugby. It's just not something that appealed to me. Very similar to PC gaming. It came first, just like PC gaming came before console gaming. Uh, Not to say it was more popular than console gaming. Obviously, console gaming was more popular, and PC gaming is getting there with the likes of Dota and other shit that they play. But what's going on, other Zinc? But the truth is like I don't understand why these two worlds collide. I mean, especially in this day and age. At this point, PC gaming is never, and PC and console gaming are never going to be on par graphically. Never. Performance wise, never. It's never going to happen. Even with the Xbox One X coming out and the shit being damn near as close, right? You could still, even if the both versions are 4K, one's going to run at 60 frames or 30 frames per second, and the PC version will run at freaking, I don't know, fucking 100 or whatever, however strong your goddamn PC is. It can run at however you know fast as you want it to run, right? uh yeah, you can make it public. I have to kick motherfuckers out. They talking that weirdo shit though, because this ain't a dating podcast. Some people come in here and be like, all this wild shit. I'd be like, bro, man, I'm married. Stop talking about whatever the fuck. But yeah, go ahead, Stomach. You can put that up there. But anyway, man, it's like, to me, it should be a distinct difference. PC stays on its side because it's PC gaming. We share some of the similar games. That is correct. But other than that, we really don't dive in the same world. PC could do way more with that, with being on a PC, but you have to be invested in not only building a PC, not only gaming on a PC, but knowing how to troubleshoot shit when it goes wrong. People don't want to talk about the shit that goes wrong with gaming PCs. It's no different than the shit that goes wrong with you regularly being on a PC. Same shit. I have a fucking Adobe program. Shit fucks up time to time. I'm not talking about even the crashing shit. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about with the fucking mic. The mic will fucking go out. The fucking earphones won't work, or some other shit won't work. The little dumb shit here and there, right? And sometimes it's something as simple as just going back into my profile settings and switching that shit up. Yeah, sometimes it's dealing with the preferences. Sometimes it's always this little shit. And maybe it only takes 10, 15 minutes. But guess what? I wouldn't have to deal with none of that shit on console at all. That's not even a fucking worry of mine, right? If something doesn't work on console, it's usually something that's tangible. Like you see, like the fucking wire is fucked up, or some other shit. If console is fucked up, it's usually something that you did. And if it's not, and it's in warranty, you just send the bitch in. You get it. You either get it fixed, or if it's too damn old, you just go out and buy another one. It's that simple, right? It's not that complicated. Now, for the last, I don't know, day or so, people have been trying to convince me that PC gaming is as simple and you can build a PC as strong as the X and all that dumb shit. And I'm like, what's going on, Hazmat? I'm like, maybe you could, right? Maybe you could build a PC as strong as the X. Maybe, right? Even for around $500. Maybe. But the question is, what if I don't want to? See, nobody wants to deal with that factor. People say, oh, well, building a PC is easy. You only got to do bing, bang, boom, and it's cool. But I'm not saying it's difficult. I'm saying I don't want to do it. Like, everything's easy if you like doing it. Fucking building a car can be easy in a ways if you like doing it. Because even if you're building a car and you run into issues while building it, guess what? You enjoy building the car. So it doesn't seem as difficult as it may if somebody told you you had to build a car. Imagine that if somebody just fucking, you went to Ford Motors, they handed you your car in a big ass box and was like, all right, we're going to ship it to your house in pieces. Now build the motherfucker your goddamn self. We'll give you everything you need. We'll give you the little Jimmy Jimmy rig that helps you hold up the motor and all that shit. But you got to put this shit together yourself. Now, one person on the hand will be looking at that shit like, oh my God, this is awesome. I get to build my own car. This is great. It's cheaper. It's say to build your own car, they give you all the pieces. It costs you $5,000. But for them to build it and ship it to you, it costs like 20, right? Now, if you want to build your own car, that sounds like an awesome deal. Be like, oh my God, $5,000 to build my own car. This is amazing. They gave me all this shit. Oh, cool. But if you have no interest in doing that shit whatsoever, that shit is a motherfucking headache. It is. And I'm obviously building a car is way more complicated than fucking building a PC. It's not as many parts on a fucking PC as there are in a car. All right, most of that shit's already put together for you. But yet and still, the shit is a fucking headache that I don't want to deal with. I've built a PC before, 2 of them to be exact. One with my friend and one by myself with my uncle. Well, not by myself for my uncle. And neither time is fun because the one that I built with my friend was for my friend. I don't give a fuck about PC gaming. He does. But he had an interest in learning how to do it. I was just there to help out. But I don't give a fuck about it. I never cared about PC gaming when I did it, and I still don't now. You know, I use PC for work, but I would never want to have to build the shit myself. Like shit, I worked when I was working for a sensor company, right? One of my co-workers was an engineer, right? Or it still is an engineer. And he built his own what do you call that shit? His own tablet, right? So he was super proud of this tablet. He said this tablet does more than any of it does more than the iPad. It does more than the Samsung. It's amazing. He added all this little shit on it. Now, it was the ugliest fucking piece of shit I've ever seen. The shit was ugly. I mean, it was wires. Like, he tried to tuck it in as good as he could, but the shit was bulky. It was fucking ugly. Now, he had like the best high-tech camera on that bitch. He had everything, all the bells and whistles on that bitch, right? Well, the problem was he's been building that shit for like the last, I don't even know. Maybe the last 3 years. He just basically started from one point and he just keeps on expanding on it or whatever, like adding shit, taking shit off, putting in more efficient shit here and there. But to him, actually tinkering with the thing is more fun than actually using it itself. You see what I'm saying? AB, hold on. Let me see. You want to jump in here? Hold up. Let me look on my Twitter. Try to. Let's see. You know what? All right. You got to tweet me. Let me see. You know what? I'll search in here. I'm tripping. I don't see. Hold up. Let me go back. I don't. What's the full name? It seems like I can't share the link. I gotta see. What's your full name on Twitter? It's just Adam B. I don't see it. Hold on. Gonna give me a list? No, of course not. Is it the same? Hold on. I don't see. Okay, there you go. Let's see. Oh, damn it. Give me the link. I don't see your icon showing up though. I don't know. Hopefully that's it. Oh, what the fuck? What does it say now? Really? Hold on. Oh, here we go. Okay. That was it. All right. Really? What the hell? Okay. There you go. All right. So I'll wait for him to jump in here and explain why PC gamers want console gamers to love PC. Like I was saying, man, it really comes down to what you want from your gaming experience. To me personally, I just have no interest in PC gaming. Now, on occasion when I do the GRG and all the other shit, I tend to. Oh, what's up?
Hi.
It's Adam, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on?
All right. I guess. Well, first say hi, chat. How you guys doing? I've actually wanted to debate you for a while now, and I haven't actually got anything on a list or anything to debate you about. It's more, what your thoughts are about, like. I understand this is meant to be a PC gamer and for about PC gaming, and I actually want to come from a guy who did convert from consoles to PC and my viewpoints about this. I thought that might be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what exactly do you have against PCs?
I don't have anything against PC games. You know, well, you should put it this way. I have nothing against PCs in themselves. I have nothing against people that like to PC game. What I have is a despise for people that are PC gamers that feel that as a console gamer, I must also want to play on PC. So when I'm having a console conversation, it's like, well, your console isn't shit next to my PC. Duh. That's like a dude driving up in a Ferrari telling me how my Acura isn't shit. Duh, you driving a Ferrari, like what the like?
I get what you're saying. I get that. I understand. Like, there are different types of PC gamers out there. There are some that are elitists that like say, "Oh, you should never buy a console." Personally, I know you're not gonna like this, but I have PlayStation as well as having a PC. Now my PC I use way more. Like, I understand like your viewpoint on that, and I get there are some like a-holes on the internet go like, you should only be on PC, and I get that. I get like there are some people who like only play on consoles. I have a lot of people like that as friends. But I think you might be taking it the wrong way. I think like a lot of people are trying to say like ethically, the consoles aren't as good as the PC. Objectively, they aren't as good. I'm not saying they haven't got a place in the marketplace. I'm just saying that they haven't got, like, they aren't always as good as everyone seems to think they are in the mainstream.
Yeah, I don't think
you get what I mean?
I don't think consoles are perfect. Like, and I don't think
and neither is the PC.
Yeah, what I think the PC is the PC is what you make it, right? If you're invested in PC, if you want to, like, because look, with anything is going to be growing pains, but with the PC, there are some serious motherfucking growing pains. The problem is,
like what? Like, could you name?
Just what I'm saying as far as getting adjusted to dealing with PC in general, because it's just not like console is just like turn it on and go. You see what I'm saying? It just works, right?
I won't say that's completely incorrect, but like every time, I mean, this might be because I don't play on my console very often.
Yeah.
But every time I have to turn on my console, it always has to update.
Well,
every single time. But that's probably because I don't use it.
Exactly. Like, but that'd be no different if somebody.
Like, I do think that's kind of a stupid argument from the PC side. It's like, oh, every time you turn it on, you have to update it. I do think that's a stupid argument. I think it depends on the person themselves, because in America, I understand like it's very common for people to go from consoles to PC because that's how it was. Here in Europe, it's kind of different because in Europe, it was more you started on a PC and then you usually didn't leave. That's how it was, and that's why you'll see a lot of PC gamers be English, or they'll be converts that or like European, like someone like what's his name, Top Hats and Champagne, who is German.
Yeah, but you also have like extended lunches or some shit like that. Well, at least that's what
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
I said y'all also have like different lunch, like extended lunches, and you get like certain holidays. You know, like I don't know. That's what I heard. Like, you get a little bit more free time to do. You know.
I mean, I get that. I don't really see how. I don't see what you mean by it.
Well, what I mean, like, console is something convenient for somebody who's constant. Like, if I'm working all the time, I don't have time to deal with even like a small issue to you, and you're on the PC all the time, right? So, that's what I'm saying. Like, so for you,
I'm a computer engineer, so for me, it's like I have to be on one every day.
Yeah, exactly, right. I do use one for work, right? But outside of that, I'm not really dealing with it for any big issue or small issue in your case, because you're always on PC, and as a gamer, you're gonna run across more shit as a gamer, especially if you've been on it for a while, because you've been dealing with the progression of gaming on PC. So you went from it being the shitty crashes every other time type shit to now it's a little bit more stable, right?
I mean, there was like, if you take into consideration, like it's like how consoles were. In consoles, you had like, I don't know, the GameCube and that. At that point, there were a lot of issues. For us, it was more like the Windows Vista sort of era.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I think in parallels, there are times where like in Windows with like Windows 10 having all its security problems and that, and there are like problems on both sides. But I feel like we've got to a point now where both sides are in a stable plane. They're both on a level of what's the word? Well, I would have said stability, but I don't really like using that if I've already used stable in the same sentence. You get what I mean? Like, they're in a point now where both of them are pretty much okay. I know there's a lot of arguments that, like, on the console argument is that, oh, things crash all the time. And actually, I haven't had a crash in almost a year. I mean, but I will say the last crash I have was on an old computer from, like, the Windows XP series.
I think the crashes come from if your PC can't run the recommendations and you're trying to force it to. That's when I see crashes. I mean, because like my PC, my laptop isn't that strong, but so it's not going to be able to run Forza efficiently. And when I try to, even with like turning down certain settings, it's going to crash because it's not strong enough to do that shit.
Yeah, but I mean, what laptop do you have? I'm as a computer engineer, I'm actually kind of intrigued. What computer?
I have a Surface Book. I got a Surface Book with like 4 gigs of RAM, I think it is. So it's not, you know, you need. I mean, most games you need like 8.
I mean, yeah, I will say like the minimum computer. When people say like, oh, you can get a computer that is the same performance as a a console of the same price, we usually mean like either pre-build, not even pre-builds, things you build yourself. I do agree with you and a lot of other console players, and I do get a lot of flack from this with PC elitists saying like pre-builds it's hard to find a pre-build for the same cost as a console and have it be as performing as well.
Well, of course not, because the person who's building it needs to get paid.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with you and a lot of other console players that is the case. There are some exceptions where you'll get it slightly above what the console is. Slightly above. There is especially here in the UK where it's actually a little bit cheaper, which is funny enough because it's developed in America. Yeah, it's cheaper here, which is funny. Here we have a company called what's it called? Overclockers, where like they have a computer which is pretty much the same as an Xbox One X. From what we've seen, obviously, still there's some stuff that needs to come out with like performance and that. But from what we've seen, it's pretty much the same. And it's only around like £20 more than a console that is here already. Like it's like 530, something like that. Because obviously you got to think of conversion from like how much an Xbox is in America and how much it is here. So when you take into consideration that, it's only a little bit more.
Okay.
And so like in that sense, that in my eyes is different. And the thing is, I also see console killers is what they usually call them on YouTube, and I'm sure you have seen them before, or console mashers or some potato mashers, that sort of stuff. I'm sure you've had loads of people tweet you these. I see them differently because I don't see it as like, oh, just a gaming machine. I see it differently. So in my head, a console, both sides need to be on the same level of usability. So the console, you would have to also get something like, I don't know, a Chromebook and that, so that like you can do the word processing and all that and the internet browsing that you can also do on a PC. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So once you add that up, you're getting close to about $800 on the console side, and then you should take into consideration what you can get for $800 on the PC side, because on PC it's more exponential or to a certain point, and then it starts to decay in how much performance you get. Whereas a console, it's pretty much a straight line. If you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish I could actually show you what I mean from like a graph, but I can't do that.
Yeah, at some point it just, one
at some point,
stays consistent, other one starts to dip down.
Yeah. At a certain point, they both end up like leveling off, plateauing. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
But the PC plateaus. I'll say a PC usually plateaus a lot slower than a console, but they do have their points, and they are nowadays where the Xbox, you've got the Xbox One X doing what is it, 4K 30, like medium settings. From what
no, it doesn't. It doesn't have medium settings for anything.
Well, I know it doesn't have settings, but what from like PCs comparable to it from what we've seen?
No, they said it was all high and ultra. And as far as I saw, like even they said that on the Tomb Raider shit.
Oh yeah.
Now if they try to do 60, I don't know. Like I know it doesn't dip below what it is currently.
Do 60. There was one game which I did actually like commend them for, which was Forza. Forza was running at 60, but the problem with if you don't know, especially I'm a computer engineer, I'll have to tell you this. The two easiest types of games to run are fighting games and driving games. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because there is less to render. When you're in a fighting game, usually you have a circular or a octagon shape around the characters, right?
Okay.
Which only needs to be rendered probably once or twice. The only things then need to be rendered are the actual characters, which means that only 2 or maybe 4 models, depending on what game you play, need to be rendered at a time. This means that you can run it at 4K 60 easy because there are not that many models. When it comes to racing games, because you're moving so quickly, you can actually lower the resolution of the outside area to something like, I don't know, 720 or even 1080p. And then the main focus in the middle, or where the car is, because that's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
Which also then, because if you ever heard of dynamic resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. They use that to essentially make it so that you can have the middle bit be 4K and then the outer bit being a shitty other resolution. But because you're moving so fast, you don't see it.
Yeah, but aren't they supposed to be doing that anyway? Like what's the
they use
Go ahead.
They use that on a lot of things. So like it started back in like the PS2 era when they started doing it, or the 360. I'm not sure. I haven't really done a lot with the 360 personally, but I'm pretty sure they would have used the same engine sort of thing. But it's because of how consoles now have better CPUs in them, and they do. I can't deny that. That's fact. It's actually easier for them to do that dynamic resolution, and it's a lot more smooth than it was back in the day when you would have like a pop-in be like 3 feet from you.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's hopefully that's something that gets rectified like on PC with the X. At least that's what they were saying, that you would see less. And
I saw you talk about this on, I think it was either you or someone else. It might be a Crap Gamer or something. But there was speaking of like how the One X would do 60 on every game.
Hell no. I don't think anybody said that shit.
I'll have to find it one sec.
On every game? No.
I don't know if it was you or if it was like someone else in the X. I know how they call it like X bot community. I don't use that because I don't like that word. It's like how I don't like using PC elitist.
Yeah, I don't think anybody who's an Xbox, other than maybe Kid Smooth, was the only one who said he thought.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know I saw it before though. I like
60 is like, I don't think, because number one, a lot of people didn't think they were able to do any. They thought maybe only they were able to do first party games in 4K, and they said maybe at first. Even when they said 6 teraflops and all that shit, before we knew it was in the console, people were saying it's going to barely.
To be honest, like 6 teraflops coming from someone like myself who does actually work in this industry, it means nothing. It actually means nothing. Teraflops is calculated by a. I don't really want to go into large calculations because I don't want to bore your audience. But essentially, you can have graphics cards of like 8 teraflops and 5 teraflops, and the 5 can perform better than the 8. So, for instance, the GTX 1070 has around 6 teraflops of performance, whereas the RX 480 will have around 7 to 8. Yet the 1070 will perform better than the RX 480.
Yeah, well, it isn't based on efficiency. It's not just like saying teraflops, right? That's like saying a football player. You'd be like, oh, I got a great football player, but are you talking? Who are you talking about? Because they're all football players, but which one? You know, and they could be the same height and everything, but one's going to outperform the other. So
I do see a guy called Hazmat in chat saying like, finally someone has said it's a buzzword. Well, think about this. Teraflops now is essentially what was it? Something
16-bit and 32-bit.
Yeah, you remember how like the old like Nintendo.
Sega does what
Nintendo don't. That's it's like those slogans. It's like, let's throw them out. It's essentially that.
Yeah.
Now, and I get it. It's marketing. That's gonna happen. But I won't say it's right, and I'm sure you don't believe it's a good thing to do either. But I thought it was kind of ridiculous when people started like throwing blast processing. There we go. Thank you, Hazmat.
Oh, that was
that was. Pardon?
No, that was Sega. That was Sega.
Yeah, that was Sega. Yeah, back in blast processing. I was funny enough. I was watching the Sonic Boom cartoon with my little cousin like a couple weeks ago, and they actually made a joke about that later in the TV show, which was kind of funny. So I think that having that doesn't really. Yeah, thank you, Hazmat. I think like a lot of people on Twitter, like a lot of these Xbox in quotation marks. I know you can't see that. I wish you could. Took that and was like, yeah, it's always going to be better. Like the 1080, he only has such and such, and this has this. But I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing. It's like it doesn't matter. And
well, yeah, but I don't think they went off of the graphics card alone, because the PC you can't. Well, because number one, most Xbox gamers are console gamers, right? They don't know about PC, nor do they.
I would imagine so if they're an Xbox gamer.
Right? But they don't know about PC, nor do they care about PC, right? Like most PlayStation gamers don't know about PC, nor do they care about PC. You know, I mean,
it's not that PC you can't really generalize that.
I'm just saying majority. I don't because in my belief, I don't think that most PlayStation gamers own a PC and a PlayStation. I think that PC gamers may own a PlayStation, maybe.
Well, I
think that a lot of PC gamers, for some reason, maybe not all, but I think a lot of them that have disdain for Xbox and the games. Like, because this is the weirdest thing about PC gaming, right? As far as when it comes to the exclusives and Microsoft, right?
Mm-hmm.
They come out and they say, well, Xbox exclusives are now on PC, right?
Yeah.
So instead of being happy, like, oh, I'm a PC gamer, I get to play the Xbox exclusives on PC, they kind of whine about it. Like they're almost upset due to the fact that they felt they wanted to buy Xbox, and then the fact that now the exclusives on PC, now they don't have to. It's almost weird because they own a PlayStation. They own a PlayStation, and they have no issue with playing the exclusives on there, even Uncharted at 30 frames per second. You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
which is fine. And then you can play the Xbox game even better than what it can play on the Xbox. I don't see why that would be an issue. Like, where's the issue?
I think that's kind of like if they are moaning about it coming to PC, I think that's kind of stupid. Honestly, I'm with the belief that every game should be on every platform. I believe exclusives shouldn't even be a thing. But I guess that's kind of stupid. Like, I mean, you can get pretty much almost all PS games and Xbox games on the PC now. Yeah. Through like the PC? Oh, sorry, what's the PlayStation Now, I think it's called.
Yeah, if you want PS3 games, yeah.
Yeah, but you can also get PS4 games on there as well. Like games like Knack and that as well. Yeah, you can actually get those. And then with the Xbox games, obviously you can get them on PC as well. Yeah. I think the point is that like, what would be the point of spending the extra $500 on the Xbox One X, or say $300? How much is an Xbox or a PS, PlayStation in America? Like, I'm not American, so I don't know.
Currently, it's like $250.
It's about $250. Okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously used, you'd probably get like $200, something like that. Maybe like 180. But anyway, I think the point is, why spend the extra money on a console when you could actually spend that on, say, a better graphics card or a better processor on a computer? Because a lot, like, I don't get that point. I don't get the point of like, oh, you should spend the extra $500 on this new console, which will end up being obsolete within a few years, which obviously now Microsoft and Sony, I'm not blaming the one of them, is doing with like the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. This is what they're doing now, which is kind of stupid in my opinion, where you can have like a PC from from 2 generations or even 3 generations ago still outperform it if you spend money more reasonably. I think that's the main point. The main point is not, oh, why are they here? It's, why are you spending money on a box which will do the same thing as something you already own? A lot of PC guys will say, oh, you can just get if you already have self-control. Sorry, I'm trying to read chat while talking. Sorry. I used to stream a lot, so I do that a lot. A lot of people already have a desktop at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will either have a laptop or a desktop at home. A lot of points that we have is, why would you spend $250, let's say, on a new console when you could pay for something like, I don't know, GTX 1060 or even 1050 Ti, which will go into that PC and then pretty much outperform the console for pretty much even less money, because a 1050 Ti is only like $120.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's definitely a point that goes beyond. One sec. I've just got an email. 1 sec. Can I just mute myself?
Yeah. Yeah. See, my thoughts on this is, console guys really just like consoles. I mean, it comes down to being that simple. You know, I would equate it to this. Like, say if I grew up driving like my first car's a Honda and my second car's a Honda. Maybe you just like Hondas, right? Maybe you just like driving Hondas. Somebody might come up to you and be like, dude, but you're making so much more money now. Like, why would you even waste your time paying for this Honda, and you can get this, you can get an Acura, or you can get a Lexus, or you can get, something, and to you it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, the Honda was expensive or cost a lot of money to you back then, but now that you're making so much more money now, you can afford something better. You get something better in your investment, because the Honda depreciates a lot faster than like a BMW that might become a classic, right? Okay. But sometimes people just like Hondas. They're just familiar with it. There's no learning anything, new, because they've been in every, multiple versions.
So. In a sense, can't you think that's like fanboyism then? Because if, like, in a sense, you would think like, oh, I can get something better for less. Wouldn't the rational opinion be, I would get that? I understand that there are preferences, like everything, but in the same sense, that is kind of fanboyism. Can you see what I mean?
I guess look.
Because if you think of it this way, like, if you're getting from the same company, think of it like an iPhone. Think of it like an iPhone and an Android phone.
Mm-hmm.
I personally use Android, but I have family members who use iPhones, and I have a family member that has used an iPhone since the original iPhone. even when I switch off.
Yeah.
From an iPhone because of preference. I still see that.
You might also like the apps and whatever else he got in there.
I mean, it's pretty much the same apps on both.
Well, yeah, but some people like spend money on those things. Like, so obviously a lot of the apps are free, but others aren't. And even if somebody spent only $5 extra on some stupid little game that they might only play twice, they feel like, oh, if I leave it, I'm leaving that game. That's the argument that a lot of the PlayStation guys made, as far as thinking to the Xbox guys, saying, well, if you think that the people are going to go out and buy the X, you're wrong, because they're not going to leave PlayStation. Because what if they bought a bunch of games on PlayStation? They're not going to just leave them over there to go and now play on.
I get that, but then I guess that's a problem with more the industry than anything. Like I said earlier, I essentially am one of the people that says like every game should be on every platform and you should be able to switch. Like which I do like how the Xbox now has that cross-platform thing. I can't remember the name of it, but you know how like it saves your progress anywhere. On. Yeah,
play anywhere.
Play anywhere. I like that. I like the idea of that. I don't like it how if I remember. Dude, you're a effing PC elitist. Is that to me or someone in chat? I'm trying to read. Chat. Like it's going so it kind of quick.
No, that's a. I don't know. That's
I don't know if it's me or if
I think it's the Snoop Diago.
Okay. The 1050 Ti won't play ultra settings. I would beg to differ, my friend. Actually, the 1050 Ti does a lot more than you think. It's actually, if you want, I can actually get you some statistics if you want. 1050 Ti, depending on what. Okay, someone in chat. Thank you. I just looked in chat and was like, "Dude, you're a PC elitist." And I was like, "Okay, I'm not, but okay." I don't see myself as an elitist, and I've been told quite a few times that I'm not. Though I try and I don't know if I am or anything. Actually, the 1050 Ti does a lot of stuff, mate. It's one of the best price performance cards out there right now. That and the 1060. I'm sorry I went on a little rant there, but like,
no.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to obviously say something. If you move to PC, minimum 1080 or 1070. No. Do you want to know what the first graphics card I had was? It was integrated graphics. It was a laptop. It was a shitty laptop that played Minecraft at about 15 FPS at the lowest settings. Yeah, I know. You can laugh. Go ahead. It was.
But like that's the funny, like, because you go like that's the crazy thing. Like you as a PC gamer, you can play a game at 15 FPS. Actually, I was just talking to somebody on Twitter saying that Sea of Thieves is like 540.
You were talking to me about it.
All right. And I was saying, and I was saying like that's how like they give out the option for that. That doesn't mean like the highest PC can only run that. Oh, obviously, but the fact that somebody getting started, and it might be somebody who's like a kid or something that the parents just gave them a shit PC or whatever.
Like, yeah, I know. Like, I'll give you an example. I built my PC. I built the PC for my little sister. That PC barely plays Roblox at this point.
No, but that's probably all she needs, though. If she's not a hardcore, I need to play Call of Duty in like 4K. So. But
one second. I had a shitty laptop too, but my true PC was when I moved to a GTX 980 Ti. Mate, can I say something? If you can play the game and you're happy to play the game at a certain resolution, certain settings, or certain anything, you are a gamer. That is your true PC.
Yeah, but see, that's the other issue. Because you have some of these guys like I don't know if he's even telling the truth.
RX 470 HCL RX 470. Only problem to be honest, actually, right now 1050 Ti, because the mining craze for Ethereum has bumped up the RX 470's price tenfold. So if you want to get a graphics card right now, the 1050 Ti is slightly lower performing, but you're gonna get it for slightly. You're gonna get it for cheaper than the RX 470. There you go. Sorry, I'll ask a question. You were saying?
Yeah, I was saying like this. That's one of the problems. Just even the constant throwing out graphic cards. Like I don't. That just the fact that you have an
Actually,
option for a graphic card makes the option. I mean,
actually,
the
you
argument
won't.
for PC versus console obsolete. PC.
Actually, you don't throw out graphics cards
No,
constantly.
no. I mean, just throwing
I
the
know
name
that's an
of yeah.
argument. I know that's an argument that console players will say that you have to constantly upgrade grade your graphics card. You don't actually. I used a GTX 560 up until I went to about maybe 3 years ago. Oh, where I then went up to a 970, and now I've gone up to a 1080 after like some time after having a job and everything like that and paying for
Yeah, I
everything.
mean, I don't think everybody has to do that. I don't think even
No,
most
no,
people have to
I
do
don't.
it. I just
But
think
like,
that
what I'm
I'm
trying to
talking
say
about in
is
the
that
argument is that's when they be like your Xbox what my GTX
oh
whatever or 1070 or
no,
1080 or you'd be like dude, there's no argument here. Like I can't. Your card costs more than my console. Like
well, I mean,
there's no
well, yeah,
no argument to
sometimes that
have
is
here.
like, I mean, sometimes that is the stupid argument of like, oh, I have a GTX 1080. Okay, you have a GTX 1080, and what? I mean, I have a GTX 1080, but you don't see me coming out and like flaunting it around like it's, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to make this out of PG, so I'll let your imagination run wild. Uh, Alright, let's see if I can. So graded twice, lol. Oh, and when you get more money, you want better things. Kind of like what Xbox One X people are doing. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it is. I have nothing. Look, I have nothing against the Xbox One X. Nothing. In fact, the fact that it's more powerful actually helps the industry. Do you want to know why? Because think of it like a bar in a high jump. If everyone in that high jump can do a minimum of, say, let's say 2 meters, and that's what it was back in the PS4, the PC could go up to 5 meters, but everyone could do over 2, right?
mm-hmm.
Now think of the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, let's say. I know the Pro is now less powerful than the X from what I hear, but anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. Say that bar is now moved up to 3 meters. The average height now is better for everyone. The average is better, which means games, in that sense, games will be coded better. They'll be better graphically designed. I think that's a good idea. And in fact, a lot of PC gamers do believe that. It's just a lot of elitists don't like to believe it.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to worry about the least common denominator when it comes to that because they can't. It's great if a game could run like mind blowing on PC, but if it can't run on console at all because it's so straining because it's so much weaker hardware, then it's like you're limiting yourself to just the PC crowd. Not to say that's a bad thing. It's just saying that you can't really do anything for console. Now, if you can make games for everybody.
Yeah.
Then it all works out.
Yeah. Like I said
earlier.
earlier, I'd rather there weren't any exclusives. I'd rather games be coded for every platform because that means everyone gets to play the games. There are no like, oh, my exclusives are better than your exclusives. Like the old dad argument. It's like, oh, my dad could beat your dad. That sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, but well, you're always gonna have every console is gonna have some type of exclusive. Like you'll never see Uncharted on Xbox.
Oh yeah, that's just how their business model is.
Never see Halo on Nintendo.
The PC community for showing us what it's like there, which led us to asking more questions, asking for more on consoles. Well, they're still playing games. Else we still, yeah, honestly, that is true. And you know what? I will always say, initially, consoles were initially pretty much on the same level as a PC. Because back in, say, the DOS days, you had PCs that were costing thousands of dollars.
Well, yeah, they used to cost a shit ton.
Oh, yeah, I have a Commodore 64, I think, in my attic, which back when it was released was something like, I think it was like $1-2 grand or something like that. Or I have an Apple II as well. Like, I collect old computers, just putting that out there. And like, back then, paying for a console was way cheaper, and it was the same argument, just the other way around.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
both sides have pushed each other. I think it's a rivalry which will always yield the best for the consumer. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, but at this point, I don't think console will ever be able to compete with PC as far as games. That's me.
I'll speak while you go and get the phone. I'm just gonna say something. Like I said earlier, there is a plateau for both console and PC. When you get to that plateau, usually when it comes to PC, something else is coming out the next year anyway. I think the people say their PC is better than the Xbox are actually PlayStation fans. Flip money.
He might be right about that one.
I don't know if you like. I'm not personally a PlayStation fan.
No, not you. But
I can't say anything for anyone else.
No, because you know what, like a guy will. All right, this is the argument. PlayStation PS4 destroys Xbox One. PS4 destroys Xbox One, and then the Pro comes out. The Pro destroys Xbox One, and then the X comes out.
The Pro.
And then they're like, oh, well, PC beats the X, so who cares now? You'd be like, what?
I mean, the PC PS4 beat all. To be honest, initially the PC beat all of them. Anyway, it's
the PC. Like, all right, you got The Witcher, right? On PC, right? And I haven't seen it on PC, but I'm assuming it probably shits on Uncharted, right? I'm just assuming. I'm not saying it does. I don't know, but I'm assuming it probably gives Uncharted. If it doesn't shit on it, it gives it a run for its money, right?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's not on console. That game doesn't look anywhere near as good as Uncharted. Like, not even close. It looks good, and it's a better game overall. Yeah. But it's not.
I mean, that's more of a developer problem than it is like the console itself. Because I mean, like, think of like, I know this is one of the common denominators that most people bring up, but Arkham Knight.
Well, yeah. That's because the developer, because they outsourced it to
they outsourced to something Moon.
Just like Halo Wars, Halo Master Chief Collection. They outsourced
and they always come out shitty. And that's not a problem of the console or the PC itself, the platform, but that is like a developer problem. And I hate it when people bring that sort of stuff up. Like, it's like, this is one game that's bad. Like, I was watching a video of a guy who essentially said, I can't get I think it was like, I can't get Just Cause 3, or I think it was Far Cry 3, something like that. No, Far Cry 3, definitely. I can't get Far Cry 3 to work on PC, so thus PC is bad. You gotta admit,
It depends on where you got the game from. Like, see, on console, you only can get your game either on disc or digitally through the store, right?
The problem, like, I will say, there is, like, when it comes to that sort of stuff, when it comes to disc, yes, I think consoles have a little bit better there. When it comes to PC, most of our games do come from Steam, but I mean that's kind of the same thing from you for like the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store.
Yeah,
like that's kind of the same thing. And then obviously you can get disc games for PC, but it's not as common. Yeah. With us, it's more like you have different marketplaces on the PC itself. So you have like Origin, Uplay, that sort of stuff. Some of them are obviously better than the others, which is why Steam is so popular. Someone said Red Elite versus Green Elite.
Huh?
I think he's talking to someone in the chat, but anyway.
Yeah.
I saw Green Elite and I thought he was like talking about you and me. I don't know. I have to keep trying to look at chat and like actually read what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know why it would be Red Elite then.
It's going a lot faster than normal. I will say that. Anyway, so I have been in your chat once or twice before. I will say. What was I talking about? God, I've forgotten what I was talking about now.
Yeah, you lost me too because I was talking about the dude.
Anyway, so I remember now. Yeah, so for us, it's more like you have the different marketplaces. Which the problem is with us is we can refund our games, but only if it's lower than 2 hours and that sort of stuff. like there are rules, whereas on a console you can go and actually like take the game back and get money for it.
Yeah,
And I do actually think that's a better. I prefer that. I do. Only problem is like I have with it, with like returning games is like pre-owned games. I don't like pre-owned games.
yeah, it hurts
Only
the industry.
it doesn't help the industry.
Yeah,
Like because
unfortunately, I mean,
the developer doesn't see any of the money from that.
yeah,
That's
but
the only
my thing is
problem I have with it.
like, what did you think about Microsoft's DRM policy? Because a lot of people hated on it.
Oh, I hate DRM. I hate DRM on any platform.
Yeah,
Any
but
platform.
so
To give you
how
an
are they
example,
gonna do the? Well, my thing is, what would have been a better solution to prevent from the whole, used games? Because after the first, like GameStop, I say, initially, especially if a game's not multiplayer, right? So after the first maybe 3-4 million, a game kind of stalls out because after that, it's really just getting rebought by people are buying used games.
I mean, usually you know how many. This is why people always look at like the first week of purchases, because the majority of those are going to be brand new.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's not, but that's usually how it is.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Xbox DRM, I can't really discuss it. I mean, I don't like DRM anyway. I mean, like, to give you an example, Sonic Mania just came out, right?
Yeah.
Sonic Mania on PC came out, what was it, 2 weeks later? And I only just got it, like, a couple days ago. I bought it twice. I bought it on the Switch, and I bought it on PC, because on PC I got the extra Sonic 1 game. But anyway, they have DRM on that game by a really shitty company, and I don't like that. I don't like that DRM. I don't like Uplay's DRM. I don't agree with DRM in any sense. But that's just me. Obviously, I can't speak on behalf of every PC game or every console game or anything.
Yeah, I don't even think about it, to be honest.
That's the thing. The casual gamer won't think about DRM. But the problem with DRM is that, like, no man, the problem with DRM is that, like, it can actually be kind of shitty for, like, privacy and that. Because some DRM will, like, take your IP and all that stuff and won't, like, say you use, I don't know, a VPN, which is something that, like, I don't know if a lot. I'll explain it so that people in the chat know what it is, just in case they don't. I'm pretty sure you should know what it is, right? Do you know what a VPN is?
No.
So a VPN is it's essentially a proxy. You know those proxy sites? It basically hides your IP, because with your IP you can get tracked with like who your ISP is, where you live and that. And the problem with a lot of DRMs is that they use the IP, use your IP to get information from you as well. Because if you can get the problem with DRMs is a lot of them are easy to hack, like very, very easy. Yeah, virtual private network. Yeah, it is. Thank you.
Well, see, with that, then wouldn't be Microsoft be responsible for that then?
Well, yeah. So I mean, like, it's like how back when the PS3 days, when Sony got hacked, it was all Sony's fault. I mean, I personally back then didn't actually have a console. I couldn't afford it because I'm actually not the richest family in the world. But back then I didn't have a console, nor did I have a computer. Like, but yeah, so like that was Sony's fault. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, I don't, which hides location and info easy. Yeah, it is. It is like it is the better way to like protect your stuff with VPNs. But the problem is like DRMs try and get around that, and a lot of DRMs, especially the one that was like used for Sonic Mania, got cracked within like I think it was 3 hours. Which means people can then track you and track your information and that sort of stuff, and that's the problem. Like, that's the problem that any DRM faces. And like for someone like you who might not care, like, it's not really that bad. But someone like me who like actually prides on their privacy and that sort of stuff, like for me, it's kind of a big issue. Which is why I say DRM in all sense is bad. No matter what platform or whatever console platform, whatever it is on.
All right, I get
Sorry about that little rant. you get what I mean, though. It's like
Yeah,
personally,
I can
because
see.
of how.
I mean, but I'm trying to think. Like, see with Microsoft, they would never get away with some shit like that, though. I
You
mean,
say that.
well, no, I'm
You
just
say
saying because
that. Like,
it seems like they never do.
no, I know it
You know,
doesn't
it seems
seem
like
like
they
it,
get
but like,
lambasted
can
for
I say
any
something?
and everything they do.
Do you know about the problems with Windows 10? The initial problems with Windows 10 with its security.
No.
So Windows 10 has and is still a problem where it has massive security issues, massive security ones, where basically Microsoft is allowed to track your typing, track what you type into web pages, track your IP, track every website you go, and this is usually when people don't even check. If you want a good video on it, there's a guy called Barnacles on YouTube. In fact, I'll get you a link if you want. Who essentially goes through it, and essentially he's an ex-Microsoft programmer, and just says this is bullshit. Yeah. So essentially, you can end up being spied on by Microsoft. So it's not like this is the first time they've done it.
Yeah, but I mean,
so
I get what you're saying.
likely.
I mean, that's like all that Cortana shit. Like, oh, you told, you type in a certain thing with Cortana, right? You don't even have to talk. You just type it in. But like, once you just start typing it in, now she already knows your favorite sites and just takes you there and whatever the shit. I get that, but my thing is like, how does that hurt? Really fuck with me unless I'm doing some shit that I ain't.
So
like.
say someone gets into Microsoft. Yes, Barnacle talks about it in detail with the creator. I'm saying, yeah, he does. If that name you see in chat, Barnacle's Nerdgasm, if you look him up, he does. He's done quite a few videos on it. Essentially, the problem is like, not only does it track your preferences, but it tracks your typing as well. So like, whatever you type into your keyboard, it tracks. So say you want to, like, even if like you saying use an incognito window, say you want to look at some things that are, let's say, not ad friendly, as YouTube would put it.
Okay.
You would then still get tracked from Microsoft, and that would be logged onto your account, because Windows 10 does preferably use a Microsoft account, because they kind of try and push you to use that.
Yeah.
And if that's then, like, you see what I mean? Like, it's not. And then say that gets
porn sites I would recommend if y'all married and don't want your wives or girlfriends to know what kind of porn you're watching. No chicks with dicks. Some motherfuckers be watching chicks with
shit
dicks.
You don't want people to see. You see what I mean?
People like, Brad watch chicks with dicks. We found it on his Microsoft account. Fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Like, it goes on to that shit. Like, that shit you don't want people to know about.
Yeah.
Actually, I will have to say I have to get off in like 20 minutes. But
I actually got another group coming on here. I got to set up for another podcast between a debate with two gentlemen. But man, it was a good conversation. Nice insight.
I can still talk for a little bit. Like, it's just I have to pick up a family member.
Oh no, it's
like 20 minutes. So like, yeah. But yeah, so like, it's not like Microsoft hasn't done it before. So it's not that I don't trust that they would try and keep your privacy safe. It's that they haven't had a great track record in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I got you.
You see what I mean? And I mean, like, for someone like you who doesn't know about it, that's where they catch people out.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
But see, I'm not. I mean, I get it. Like you're more like you're on the engineering side, so you're more worried about. You're software engineering, right? Software.
No, hardware engineer actually.
Okay, hardware engineer. So
this is why I took interest in what. This is why I took interest into what you had for a computer, because I saw it on Twitter where you said like, oh, I actually have quite a decent computer, and I will say the Surface computers are quite nice. Obviously, they're not gaming computers. Which
no. Well, that's why I always say I never said I came out and have a rig. It's literally for InDesign and Illustrator stuff like that. It's not for.
That's funny. I was expecting coming on here like having a massive like argument. Actually, it's had a pretty okay conversation.
I'm not hostile. I'm just
I'll be honest. I'm quite passionate on Twitter, and I'm sure you have seen some of my replies. I'm kind of a dick.
look. I don't take any of this stuff personal. I'm just having a conversation. I think
Yeah.
people with me having a conversation take it as like, me offending them personally, but like I don't take
I mean,
any of this stuff
I will
personal.
say there are some things on Twitter that I don't agree with you on,
Oh well,
like
I know I say a
that
lot of
stuff
wild
on
shit.
like the stuff on Persona, that sort of stuff. I don't agree with.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I mean, yeah, a lot of people disagree with
I
me on
do think you were
Persona.
trying to. I do think you were trying to troll people. I do.
I definitely was trolling people.
I do think it was a lot of trolls, but I will be the first to admit I did like I did like give into the trolling. I won't lie. I love the game. I love the game, and my brain just my rational self didn't go away from my emotions. But
I
I
mean,
guess that's a lot of
that's
people
what
are like that.
yeah, but that's what everybody with games that they love. I mean, listen, it's the same way with Mario and like especially I say no, you know what? Mario people love it, but they're not as hard. Like if you say Mario sucks, people be like, "Man, you're fucking
Yeah,
stupid." If you say
yeah.
Zelda sucks, even though Mario sells way more than Zelda, people want to
Oh yeah.
fucking cut your throat.
I mean, yeah.
Like and
You know
Mario
what's funny?
outsells Zelda.
You know what's funny is like I do like the Zelda games, and I have seen that actually. I have seen how like I've seen the Xbox community, I've seen the PlayStation community, I've seen the PC community. No, you go to like the Nintendo community.
Yeah,
Like
there's
they're
no
silent.
rationale with it.
You,
They're
you know
not going to.
you know what's funny? You know how like people always say it's the silent ones you need to look out for.
Yeah.
The Nintendo fans, holy crap!
Yeah,
Like
they'll lead you all kinds of like you'd be like, man, you play Mario. Why the hell are you telling me that you're gonna fucking cut my dick off and stick it in my ass? Like, what kind of shit is you
it's
on,
like
buddy?
damn, man. It's like they bring out like their master sword and be like, I'm gonna shove this down your throat.
I'm like, man, well that's how
Like,
hardcore. Like, just because we haven't heard from them in a while. Well, first the Wii
you don't
sucked,
hear from them, but when you do, that's like the worst.
and the Switch is, it's
You know what's
big, so
funny?
it's like nothing
You know
to
what's
really
funny?
say about it.
I once said to someone like, I prefer the PlayStation All Stars game to
Over Mario Kart? Oh,
no
over Smash Brothers.
over Smash Brothers Brawl, because I didn't like Brawl because I thought the story was kind of shit, and I know that it's not made for the story, but it didn't run very well on the Wii and everything like that. When I started using it on the Wii U, that was different, but like it ran like shit when you had multiple people who won the game. So I was like, I prefer this game. As soon as I said that, man, I got my ass like completely. Like, I'll say spanked because I don't want to be completely out of PG in this because I know like you're like every other like YouTuber right now. It's like adpocalypse and like you gotta be child friendly on this like.
I don't really care, man.
But anyway, so
I
like,
don't make my show for children, so it's not
yeah.
like I'm not. This is like what I do for fun. Like I actually.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do this for fun, but then I kind of just got bored of it.
Yeah, it does have its moments. That's why I don't do it every day. I try to only talk when there's stuff entertaining
I mean,
to me
I've
to
got
talk about.
like work and that, so like for me, it's like I don't really have time for it. And when I do have time for it, I'm so exhausted. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that happens too.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of like startup YouTubers end up being like that.
Yeah, I think even the guys that have been doing it for a while get exhausted. Like even with all the view, like sometimes I don't even think they do it for the enjoyment of doing it. Obviously, it's just out of necessity. You're like, damn,
yeah,
I gotta make a video now. Shit, what am I gonna talk about? You know what? Microsoft, they changed the font on the X a little bit. I'm gonna talk about that shit. What do you think about the font changing on the X? Like, what the fuck is going
and you get like, no, you know what's funny is when you have people on YouTube and that, and they'll have those story. It's like those story time people. It's like it's a 30-second story that like spread out to be like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I hate those when it'll be like they up the price from I don't know like the Xbox One original. They up the price from like $250 to $300. Okay, hey, and like it's really bad, and they'll say the same thing like 54 times, like 50,000 times in the same video. But like you can just be like, this could have just been done in the 140 character Twitter post.
Yeah,
It's like,
I think people do that also when it's a lull. They like make them, they kind of like, I'm gonna be the villain this week. I'm gonna be the bad guy. I'm gonna say some wild shit, and then now I'm gonna turn around and be like, I repent for my sins. I'm a good guy now.
yeah, you know how it is. Have you ever watched like WWE and that?
Yeah, how they
Yeah, it's
switch
like
around their
when the
character.
heel becomes a good guy for like one episode, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And it just goes back to being a shit.
You'd be like, what? You thought I was good? Fuck. No, baby.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole.
Yeah, don't. Last week was non-canon.
Yeah, right. That's just crazy.
But like, yeah, I mean, I've got to go, man. But it was great having a conversation with you, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Wait, I'm gonna read this. Oh shit, the font changed. Time for the video. That shit. That shit's insane. And I can't believe no one is reporting on this. This is mind blowing. Yeah, that's a lot of YouTube content. I mean,
yeah, this shit is crazy.
I mean, didn't they say like 50,000 hours of YouTube is put out every like minute or something, and like 99.99% of that is just all bullshit.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you're gonna get your news, you're gonna get your bullshit, you get your speculations, you'll get your entertainment. Hey man, that's YouTube is the new TV. This is where everybody watches, and TV is like secondary now. Especially to maybe not so much to adults, but the children. Yeah, shit. I used to watch literally Sports Center and just sports all the time. But nowadays I could just watch all that shit on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I think YouTube and like, I don't think YouTube itself is going to be the next like TV, but I think like it's a stepping stone. That's like the first stepping stone.
Because, I mean live TV, because now you have, you still got your Netflix and your Hulu.
There is no reason to have a TV now in the UK. In the UK, which I know is not the same in America, but in the UK you have a thing called a TV license.
Mm-hmm.
Because the BBC pretty much monopolizes on TV, so you have to pay the government money to own a TV.
Jesus. Really?
Yeah. You actually have to pay a thing called a TV license, which is why more and more people in the UK, especially, are just moving to PC.
Holy shit!
Because like are moving to like online content, because like it's got to the point where like I'm not because it's not even cheap. It's like £500 a year or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So like, just like I think what $600 a year. So think of like just paying for a 1X every year just to watch TV that you end up not watching.
What the fuck? You serious?
Yeah, I'm being completely serious. So like, this is why like,
that's why Microsoft's going to PC. They had to. If people don't want to buy TVs, shit.
It's like fuck that. It's like I can.
And the government's literally cutting off half their gamers. They have to. They would like Microsoft has.
This is what I mean.
Hold up. How did fucking PlayStation rule UK then? Because they still got to buy TV for a PlayStation.
You know how I said earlier that in Europe it's more PC. you can see why. But it's only in the UK. The hell you have to pay the government for your TV? Yeah. If you own a TV, you only have to own a TV. Because you can't use it otherwise. They just cut off your like signal.
Oh, okay. So you could
think of it like a bill. Like how like you have an electric bill.
All right. So what if you own a television but you don't use it to watch news or anything? You literally use it.
If you don't, you still have to pay for it. You still have to pay.
Really?
Yep. Even if you don't use it. Yeah.
You literally have to sell it and be like, look, I sold it. Stop charging me, bitch. I sold it. No. Hey, no, take that bill away. I sold it already.
I know. Everyone, I like how people in the chat are just like, what the fuck? That's so retarded. And it is. It's like most people now are like because there's a monitor out now.
Oh, so
that it's like essentially like monitor? So monitors don't class under TVs because they don't have like the same things.
That's how to get around it.
There's like a 32-inch monitor now.
Oh, there you go.
Which you can use, which you can buy. It's like it's more than a TV at 32 inches, but you then don't have to pay for the TV license.
Which is a lot cheaper. So you save
which
some
turns out
money
to be
there.
cheaper. So it's a compromise. It's a smaller TV. You might not be able to get one of those like 65-inch TVs.
Yeah, that means
But
you
yeah,
only play
you know
with
what's
headphones.
funny?
You either play with headphones or you have to get a sound system for your PlayStation.
Yeah, but you know what's funny?
Hmm.
Projectors don't count.
Oh, okay. You gotta get a nice one though.
Yeah, see, I know projectors. You've got to be like, you've got to get a really nice projector to like
To get
be
that,
as good as a
image.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, but projectors don't count, which is weird. This is why in England, most people just like people have. Oh, I'd rather get be punched in the stomach. Yeah, it's like honestly, mate, you end up getting punched anyway from like having it. And the problem is because obviously like a lot of TV is on TV, as it would like obviously suggest. Like you end up having to pay it. And the thing is, I'll be going into a student house, in like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
We have a TV in that house. We still have to pay for it, and none of us will use it.
And you can't get rid of it.
Nope.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, good thing I live in the second most American place on earth, Washington.
Man,
what? I guess that's a joke, but like.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but okay.
It's like second most American, but it's America. It's in America. I get it's a joke, but it's no offense, but it didn't really bang as a joke. Anyway, so like I will have to go off now.
All right.
It was good having a conversation.
Setting up for my...
You have to get ready for your bigger podcast, and I know I came in kind of late. But yeah, it was good. We talked for what? Good hour. So yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it was very informative and
yeah. I mean, I don't like spreading bullshit. I'm not one of those people that like tries to spread bullshit and say it's true. Like I don't like those people. How you play your Xbox and PS? Damn, King Third is dead. Yeah, it seems his tyranny still has effect. Yeah, I mean, actually, to be honest, the TV license was done by the BBC. Because we originally only had one channel. So like back when America would have like I don't know 6-7 channels and you'd have advertising, we had one channel for many years, which was the BBC. Then we had a second channel which was ITV, and then like that's how that works, which is really weird. So. Yeah, I mean, if you ever start living in the UK, get ready because you're gonna get punched in the, well, as someone put in the chat, punched in the gut by the government.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, you can see why most people end up going to PC in the UK.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely now. Shit.
Yeah, it's like people are like, you only had the BBC? Yeah, we only had one channel for like many years, and then ITV came out, which literally stands for Independent TV. And it was the first time we ever saw advertising as well.
That's just wild shit, man.
Yeah, I know it's weird.
All right, man.
I will never go there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
He's messing up his
my
hopes and
laws,
dreams.
it's the fucking retards in the government. I'm sorry. All right, I actually do have to go off now. I'm a little late. See you, man.
All right, man. Take it easy. I'll let you. All right. Peace, everybody. Later.